Okay, we'll go ahead and call the meeting to order. Everybody's ready. We'll do a roll call on the matches and establish a quorum.
Mr. Elder?
Here.
Mr. Wicker?
Here.
Mr. Smothers? Here. Mr. Caldwell?
Here.
Mr. Masterson?
Here.
All present.
I'll say one thing, since Jackie got on you last week, you're doing better as far as phone calls.
Thank you, Masterson.
You're welcome.
Master Wicker's helped us all out.
Assistant Judge Wick.
If we get through in time, I've got a District Farm Bureau meeting I've got to do in Mercer tonight.
Oh, well, we can get that quick.
We'll have a Farm Bureau off about 5:30. So.
Judge, I'd like to make a motion to approve the previous minutes. Second.
Have a motion and a second to approve the previous minutes and reschedule meeting.
Mr. Elder?
Yes.
Mr. Caldwell?
Yes.
Mr. Wicker?
Yes.
Mr. Smothers?
Yes.
Mr. Masterson?
Yes.
Unanimous.
The second item, this is an agreement we sign every year. The prices are basically the same.
Motion to approve. Second.
Motion to approve the contract with Lincoln Trail and Marion County Health Department for administration of certain services.
Mr. Smothers?
Yes.
Mr. Elder?
Yes.
Mr. Wicker?
Yes.
Mr. Caldwell?
Yes.
Mr. Masterson?
Yes.
Unanimous.
Item number 3, we had some of these last time. We had one or two came in the day of the meeting, which we kind of interpreted as maybe we couldn't operate on because they weren't on the agenda. This is the changes for the policy handbook for the Marion County Detention Center.
Motion approved.
Second.
Mr. Masterson?
Yes.
Mr. Elder?
Yes.
Mr. Wicker?
Yes.
Mr. Smothers?
Yes.
Mr. Caldwell?
Yes.
Unanimous.
Okay, item number 4 was not in the packet last time, although I had it with me and we did not address it either. Had a Marion County, and we were short a member that I guess since Jim retired, we needed to appoint somebody. Michael Butcher down in Raywick is a UPS pilot.
Motion to approve Michael Butcher.
He agreed to serve.
Second, Michael's fine.
Mr. Smothers?
Yes.
Mr. Elder?
Yes.
Mr. Wicker? Mr. Caldwell?
Yes.
Mr. Masterson? Unanimous.
Okay, item number 5, if y'all got a chance to review this, Trinity Video and Communications, we've always had problems in this room in particular with, well, on channel 6, you can't hear very well, even though they mic us, and try to get the sound and the audio better. We haven't had accommodations for visitors and people that want to bring PowerPoints and do, I guess this building was minimally wired for technology. We do have it around the walls for fax machines and internet, but as far as presentation technology, it's just under wired.
Judge, I noticed they gave us 2 proposals. You're looking right now to move forward with the fiscal courtroom, correct?
Just the fiscal courtroom proposal is what I was going to propose that we move forward with it.
Second.
Mr. Elder?
Yes.
Mr. Masterson?
Yes.
Mr. Wicker?
Yes.
Mr. Smothers?
Yes.
Mr. Caldwell?
Yes.
Unanimous.
Okay, item number 6, moving on to the department reports. You all had an additional one that Tommy had given an update on the, I guess, the amount of blacktop that's already been done. It's just amazing. Last week, they hadn't already started, and then now they've already got over a quarter, almost a third of our blacktop and done. So, I mean, they've been flat getting it. So,
yeah, they've been hard to, for sure. Some of the numbers are coming in quite a bit lower, so that's a good thing, which when we get on these wide roads, they'll go up. So.
Real quick, on the Grail Switch Fire Department, is that money coming out of the general fund, or where's that money for?
Coming down the back.
Oh, it's coming.
Is it? I agree, please.
Okay. So, all right, so we'll take note on that. How's that, is that coming along all right?
Well, I mean, we've got some grade work to do. I went up and shot it this morning, and it's going to take some time. And I'm not sure that's all the water problem. The upper side of that building has a pile of dirt, and the gutter is turned. I mean, I'll try to address. You've got just inches to foot with to try to get all that to drain.
I know it's pretty flat right there. It's going to require some pretty
precise.
Size grading.
It's gonna have to be shot. And if we have to go deep enough, then we'll have to go another, even lower to put new subgrade in if there's no subgrade there, which we won't know till we start.
You'll hit that
digging.
river gravel and they go pretty quick, I know.
Yeah, and I don't know how much is under there, there may be plenty, but if we hit dirt, then we're probably gonna have to go another 8, 10 inches and put a subgrade under it.
My question is that I know we've got a small window here as far as the asphalt goes at this particular time. Is that something that, and if Master Wicker goes on with, but is that something that would be better off to put afterwards and go ahead and start on our roads and then get that at the end where we've got more time as opposed to tying up our time since we have such a short window?
Well, I've got some work to do right now, but blacktopping's over.
Yeah.
So right now, we're making cold mix tomorrow, it's been moved up.
They're gonna do that when they do the streets and rubbish.
Right, and we, today, one day was not enough to get the fire department ready, so I'm not able to work tomorrow, and tomorrow's the only day I got left for blacktop. And that's really the only place we've got left to go besides the state contracts that we haven't got. So I guess it's over for a little while. They said the end of, the middle to end of August. Wow. Before we can start back. Which we've got plenty of work to do anyway. So I went ahead and tried to move the coal mix job up from Tuesday to tomorrow, and they're supposed to be here 7:30 in the morning. And we're gonna make it, which that was a good thing too, because if it rains this weekend, my rock's gonna be wetter than it is now, so I'm glad that worked out.
Just make sure.
I've also included in there a bridge. I looked at the Delmer Quail Bridge, and it's in really bad shape. And I've talked to Hornback, and we can do the Buffalo and the Delmer Quail. They're probably gonna come in just to 4,000 or 5,000 over 100. You know, of course, that's gonna have to be a bid process, so their estimate's a little higher than that. But
Do you have their estimate in hand yet? I mean, I think we usually try to include a copy of an estimate along with our
we have the
submission.
Buffalo one, but I don't have this one, but I'll get it.
If we can get
So
that.
you can submit it.
Y'all were aware we've still got 80/20 bridge money coming for this year. That's about $80,000 is what the state will fund. They really want you to bid about $100,000, they'll give you 80 of it. And that's about where every county is capped. 3 years ago, the first year I guess we got it, they gave us about 108 or 9, the full amount of 2 bridges. And last year, we had to make up a year somehow. I don't know. I didn't think we skipped a year, but there's a little difference in how they allocate. They allocate by calendar year, and we submitted by fiscal year, so we had a gap in there. But this would be more than enough to qualify for the 80. And we had planned to put in 20 anyway.
This, can a box cover?
Yeah, it can be used, and I was gonna pick 2 box covers. But when I got the reports from the state on the bridges, and it said Delmer was so poor, I went and looked at it, and I think we should replace Delmer.
So those two will utilize, they're going to utilize our allocation.
Base 20 this year.
Yeah, gotcha.
That's my recommendation.
Yeah, the only reason I was asking is I know on Master Wicker's district there in Ward Lane where that one box cover is, and you've got that duty set to pay. So I didn't know if that'd be a good time to go ahead and replace that.
It would be, but of course, when we replace them, it's not too bad to come back and pass the ends of them.
That sounds good.
And I'll try to get it on the list next year, because I agree that second one needs to be replaced on Horn Lane.
Maybe it'll be my district.
Unless we have some that pop up as so much more.
Okay.
I guess we need a motion to go ahead and approve these 2 for submission.
Motion.
Mr. Elder?
Yes.
Mr. Caldwell? Yes. Mr. Wicker?
Yes.
Mr. Smothers?
Yes.
Mr. Masters?
Yes.
Unanimous.
And I guess the last thing we need to do to probably formally make it official is to agree to approve the amended blacktop list.
Motion to approve?
Mr. Elder?
Yes.
Mr. Masterson?
Yes.
Mr. Wicker?
Yes.
Mr. Smothers?
Yes.
Mr. Caldwell?
Yes.
Unanimous.
The only other thing I put in there was kind of a picture of a culvert that the bottom blew out of and kind of folded up like it did on Logan and just about took out the road.
Did you make them copies of that too?
Yeah. My new computer's got a low ink usage, so you can kind of see that. But
Yeah, they turned it inside out, didn't it, kind of?
yeah, it's folding it up and shutting the flow off, because we was warned I was having trouble with it, and it hadn't given trouble for years. It's washed out twice this year, but that's what was going on.
I told you about that culvert Bradshaw line, didn't I?
Replaced it today.
Okay. Was that like a 40-foot one or something?
Yes, sir. It was 40 feet.
Are they,
220.
okay.
Yeah, I can't get it to 20.
Yeah, I knew you could, and I thought it was,
Guys, I don't really have anything else. Looks like a good busy summer.
thank you. Pretty good. Thanks, Tom.
Hey, thank you, Tom.
The other guys did a heck of a job this week, did heat on a hot blacktop.
It might be better to have a little reprieve. They've, I don't know what the next week's gonna hold, but when I pulled out on 65, they said 98 degrees on my thermometer. I don't know, it's too warm to be full of blacktop, really.
Yeah, now even Hayden quit early yesterday because of the heat, and that's unusual.
Hey, Keith, you have anything to add with your report?
I sure don't. I just got questions from my written report.
Excellent report, thank you.
Thank you.
Thanks, sir.
Yeah, I think we've already addressed everything. Nobody here from the detention center was taking care of their policy updates. EMS, Robbie?
We're at 1,272 rooms for the year. I'd like to hire Matt Madden as a part-time EMT.
Motion approved.
Second?
Mr. Smothers?
Yes.
Mr. Elder?
Yes.
Mr. Wicker?
Yes.
Mr. Caldwell?
Yes.
Mr. Masters?
Yes.
Unanimous.
And our newest truck at 2008 got some kind of fuel pressure problem. I had to have it towed to the full down the Yule. Been in there for a couple of days. They put a harness on it, and put something else on it, but it's all under warranty, so.
Good deal. Good, yeah.
Also, we'll have it back next day or so.
Say that up front first, it makes us feel a lot better. It's under warranty.
We're gonna work on them, so I want to take them out, I'm trying to better down.
Exactly.
That's all I have, unless you all have any questions.
Yes, sir. Thank you. Judge, I know that, looking at emergency management next, I know that Mr. Johnson's looking at a vehicle and he saw the vehicle up at Frankfurt surplus, $6,000, 160,000 miles or 70, whatever it was. I was talking to Sheriff Clements, and the Explorer that we have surplus, I think has about the same amount of miles on it. Plus, they just replaced the fixed the train, it had a transmission issue. They got it fixed 6-8 months ago. They've got all the maintenance records on it and so forth. Sheriff Clements said, well, there it is right there. Sheriff Clements said, you know, it's a good running vehicle. So my thought is, and I'd like to see what the court says, as opposed to, you know, taking $6,000-8,000 and spending on a vehicle with that kind of mileage, if we've got one sitting down there that we're surplusing, seems to me would utilize it. And I think the sheriff was hoping to get somewhere around, you know, $2,500 to $3,000 for the vehicle. So, you know, I think we'd be money ahead and well off if we work something out with the sheriff for, say, $2,500 and put Mr. Johnson in that for now.
This vehicle won't leave Hayden stranded, will it?
I'm sorry.
This vehicle will not leave Hayden stranded, will it?
The Explorer.
Yeah, it's a good vehicle, it's a high mileage vehicle, but.
Well, we're looking at a high mileage vehicle.
Exactly.
Save money, so if you,
Sounds good, 25 sounds good.
Yeah, I mean-
How's that gonna work when you gotta advertise for auction?
high mileage don't hurt.
Well, what we'll do is that
If you take care of them, high mileage don't hurt them.
And we take good care of it, I mean, we,
you got the vehicle reports and
pretty good on the maintenance and things like that.
I think this year, now,
the way it works on the surplus auction is that we'll get over Mr. Lancaster and he'll just advertise it the next week. He'll let it know it's cool. So,
Right.
which we have the right now. In saying that, it's a very good question. We have the right to pull something out of the auction, but we do not have the right to bid on something. So if we're going to take that vehicle, we need to go ahead and take it. So I guess my motion would be to take the surplus vehicle from the sheriff's department, give that to Mr. Johnson, the emergency management director, and then give the sheriff's department $2,500 for the vehicle.
Second.
Another 2005 model.
It's 2005, yes, you did.
Well, that's what Hayden was looking at, surplus, but it had 170,000 miles on it too, so it was 65, it's like as much money.
We're going to save $3,500, $4,000.
We have a motion and a second to approve the transfer of the sheriff's Explorer for EMS emergency management vehicle, and I guess reimburse or pay the sheriff $2,500 for that vehicle.
Mr. Elder?
Yes.
Mr. Smothers?
Yes.
Mr. Wicker?
Yes.
Mr. Caldwell?
Yes.
Mr. Masterson?
Yes.
Unanimous.
This transpires so quick, we don't have time to, like you said, to add Hayden's other vehicle.
Mike?
You know, actually,
How
the
many?
thing to do would be to go ahead and declare it surplus at this meeting. You're right, we can add that vehicle, so we've taken one, but we've added another, and that's a good idea.
Well, I mean, because after this auction, we won't have another for a while,
Right,
so.
so,
Well, you have time to take all this stuff off of that, give
I think we have time to switch it out.
Yeah, you're gonna do it.
Next week.
yeah. Motion to approve the declaration of surplus of the emergency management vehicle, Mr. Johnson currently drives.
Second.
Mr. Elder?
Yes.
Mr. Smothers?
Yes.
Mr. Wicker?
Yes.
Mr. Caldwell?
Yes.
Mr. Masterson?
Yes.
Unanimous.
He'll have to get his radio, or, is he got anything in it to
He's got light bars and so forth, but I mean, we get those out, that's not a problem.
pull them off? Okay.
Judge, you might want to get a hold of Mr. Johnson, let him know.
He's
Then I'll take it out.
Very good hiding.
Exactly. Tell him we found him a vehicle and removed it from.
Tell Hayden he couldn't see the forest for the trees.
Tell me what, he wasn't here, was gonna get his opinion, but he wasn't here.
Yeah, I really wish Mr. Johnson's here, but I know we're kind of under a gun here, so, unfortunately, we have to take immediate action. Government, good government can't wait.
Act expeditiously. Okay, I guess,
He wanted an expedition. Oh, you said expeditiously, I'm sorry.
Robbie, do you have anything else that you wanted to address? I know we kind of jumped over you or moved forward, but you're done with everything. I know we talked about that ambulance that had been wrecked, and we put that back in. We kind of pulled that out and took it out of advertising for a little while, but and I guess did we bring it up? I guess we got a motion to put the 2005 or 6 FEMA trailer in the auction. Did we address that last week?
No, but motion to approve the, putting the FEMA trailer in the auction, declared surplus.
Second.
He had it mentioned, I think, in the ad because we talked about it, but I don't think we actually were able to bring it up last meeting because of the...
We do know where it is, right?
That's what, say which one.
Yes, I know where it's at.
Okay. Can you make sure, can you get it
No, I
there?
can't get it here, but I know where it's at.
Can we get it pulled to County Barn sometime next few days, reckon?
Is that the one behind your house? No, it's up there in the field.
When we pulled it out of use in Bradfordsville, we had to move it somewhere, and I guess at that time Raywick had declined that they didn't want it. They don't have room to put it, it's kind of like Loretta did at the time. We left it down there for a while, and Steve actually had pulled up at his place there just briefly to get it off the grounds of Loretta.
Well, it might have been more
Did you live in it for a while?
than, may have been more than briefly. I've never seen a bill to the county for storing a trailer yet. It hadn't been briefly at my house, that's for more than 4 years.
You've had it for, well, they didn't move out for 2 years, did it?
So you don't have renders in it? You don't have renders in it?
I can see it, I just couldn't get it. I can bid on it.
Is there something out the county farm we can pull that auction site with?
See if I can get it there. I don't know. I guess it just takes a ball, doesn't it? That's what we went.
Yeah,
Was that the ones like we went and got?
yeah, it's one of those.
Tires up on the track?
Master Wicker,
The tires are up
one
on
of the tires.
I don't know, Tommy, I haven't been over it for over a year. I'm sure Jack can get them up for you.
If it's full.
told me that King Lancaster driven out there to take a picture of it, but I don't see it in the paper. I told him I thought it was still out forever, still.
Can't get to it.
I think you took a picture of that first trailer before you get to your house.
I'll be glad to get it going.
Did we vote on that?
I don't think we did.
I don't know.
Motion to approve the trailers.
Second.
Mr. Elder?
Yes.
Mr. Wicker? Mr. Smothers?
Yes.
Mr. Caldwell?
Yes.
Mr. Mathews? Unanimous.
Probably good to make a trailer out of it, a full trailer. That can carry it
Okay, the
home.
last committee report, animal control.
Yeah, Kay's off and Sarah's there, she's by herself, everything's going well. They're, just trying to deal with the heat and keep everything going, said everything's going good.
They're in recovery mode after the marathon weekend.
Yeah, they're doing okay. Yep.
I guess that concludes all the regular business temporarily. If we could, I'd like to have a motion to go into executive session for KRS 61.810, Section 1, pending litigation of property.
Motion approved.
Second?